Hey, I got a question for you.
Are you ready?
That's right. Welcome to Transformation Central, aka Transmogrification Central? Is that right? You might be asking yourself now, what is this? What's going on? Is this some kind of Disneylander news update? Disneylander doesn't do news, and I didn't even actually plan on doing a video at all this week, given the live stream yesterday, and I've had a busy week, but this is pretty major news. This is, I'm doing something a little different, jumping on that Disney YouTuber bandwagon to talk about the thing that everybody is talking about. You're probably already sick of hearing it, and this news came out 2 days ago by the time this video is going up. I'm also not doing my normal setup today. No camera. Y'all get a little break from seeing my face this week. If you were at the stream, you probably saw too much of it last night already. But hey, Splash Mountain is getting rethemed to Princess and the Frog. It's official. It's happening. A Princess and the Frog ride. So it will hereby be referred to me as Frog Mountain. We can't really do away with a mountain, but I don't want to keep calling it Splash Mountain because it's too confusing for my little tiny brain. So Frog Mountain is coming. Splash is changing to Princess and the Frog in both Disneyland and Disney World. It probably won't be happening for a year or two or whatever, but Disneyland has indeed confirmed it. It's happening. No going back now. Supposedly, according to Disney's press update, whatever you want to call it, release, it'll take place after the events of the Princess and the Frog movie. It's going to follow Princess Tiana and Louis, presumably other characters as well, on a musical trip through the bayou. Evidently, it's some Mardi Gras show or something along those lines. It's going to be musical. It's going to be Princess and the Frog. It's going to be real. You're not dreaming. You're not dreaming at all. It's going to be real. But before I go any farther, I want to say right out the bat, I'm excited for this retheme. I'm very excited, but I absolutely love Splash Mountain. So I am sad at the moment. This news hit me like a punch in the gut, but I'm certainly gonna get over it. Okay, just let me be a little sad first. Is that okay? Can I be a little sad for a little while? I promise this video isn't just gonna be me whining about the retheme, but I do have a lot of thoughts on it, some cons, some pros, etc., etc. And my initial reaction, my immediate reaction is heartbreak, honestly. I absolutely adore Splash Mountain. Absolutely, I love it and adore it. It's my favorite Disney ride, second to Indiana Jones. And the community Discord, which you should be a part of, just voted it as the best ride in all of Disneyland, like the week before this announcement. So it's clearly very, very, very loved. But before I get too into my personal thoughts on it, I want to acknowledge right here at the top, as a white man, I don't get to decide what is or isn't racist. Okay, that's what it is. I don't get to say what is and isn't racist. And if people are upset about the ties between Splash Mountain and the movie Song of the South, I don't get to disagree with them. That's, you know what, if that's the case, then yes, that is what's happening. I don't get to have a say in that. But that being said, I honestly don't think that the movie Song of the South and the current controversy around it and the petitions to retheme Splash Mountain happening right now is the main reason for this retheme. It's certainly a reason I believe that Disney made the announcement now when they did. It's very relevant, but Disney says that they've been working on this for over a year, and at some point last summer they decided, yes, we're going through with this, and really started Imagineering. So this was all in the works before all these big petitions for the change, but now it's pushed over the edge. It's happening. We're sending it. It's going. At least in my opinion, though, Splash Mountain has all but completely set itself aside from Song of the South. I think they're different things at this point, at least the way I grew up seeing it and the way I see it now. Most people don't even know that the characters on Splash Mountain are from a movie at all. And even if they do know it, they're not consciously thinking of it necessarily while riding. And, you know, Splash Mountain has always felt like its own original thing. It seems to me to be as much of a Disney original as Haunted Mansion or the Matterhorn. It seems separate from the thing that makes Song of the South a problematic movie. Everything that's wrong with Song of the South, I think, was stripped away for Splash Mountain. It's a very pure, wholesome ride, and it feels at this point, 30 years after its building and creation, to be something completely different, something completely on its own. But then again, on the other side, Disney did start pretending that the Song of the South as a movie didn't exist a long time ago. Disney cut ties with that. So when I think about it that way, I'm actually kind of surprised that Splash Mountain has lasted as long as it has, considering that Disney has disowned this movie that has characters from. And like I said, it's nearly 30 years, and that is a great run for a Disney ride. Yes, some of the big classics can and will last longer than that, but 30 years is great, and our cherished memories of the ride won't be going away no matter what we think of this update. So with that aside, let me start off. I know we're 5 minutes into this video, but let me start off by saying what worries me and upsets me about this news. So I want to start here with the cons. I didn't expect this to be so long. I'm just kind of going to talk for a while. If you're interested, listen. If not, the update's happening. That's probably enough of the video right there if that's all you care about. But first and foremost, as far as cons go, I mean, it's personal. You know, I love Splash Mountain. I'm heartbroken to see it go. It's one of the mountains, you know, it's one of the 3 mountains plus Matterhorn. A major and beloved e-ticket attraction. It is Splash Mountain, and it felt like a ride to me that Disney could never, ever replace, just because I got so comfortable and used to it being there like a lot of us have. And to me, nothing feels more like Disneyland than Splash Mountain. It's joyful, it's hilarious, it's magical, all of these things at once. And the music especially, both on the ride and in the surrounding area in Critter Country, is so iconic. It's so beloved. It's such a piece of the park. The park simply won't feel like Disneyland, at least initially, without it. And so hopefully some of the songs will still play. I'm sure they're still gonna play some instrumental Zippity Doo Dah like in the Esplanade for 100 years to come. I don't doubt that song is not going anywhere. And you know, it's gonna be a bummer to have it be gone. But like I said, the memories are still there, and all the laughs and memories I made on the ride are still there. But to this day, and since I was a little tiny kid, nothing makes me feel more nostalgic for Disney parks between visits than seeing or hearing parts of Splash Mountain. I can't place what exactly it is, but it's just so delightful. So the music, first and foremost, is going to be the thing I missed the most about the ride. And another issue for me is that Disney has this recent habit of retheming rides rather than making new ones. And they've proven that they can do it well with Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, but it's still, in a way, it's concerning to me. And I understand that tearing down and rebuilding a ride from scratch is very cost intensive, but at the same time, retheming an existing ride really limits the potential creativity the Imagineers can work with. So will the retheme be great? Probably. I don't doubt that it will be amazing, but would it be even better if it was knocked down, razed to the ground, and built completely new, reimagined from scratch? Probably. And another problem with the retheme is that the ride will always be compared to what it used to be. It was Splash Mountain. Every time you go on the ride, you're going to remember what used to be there for a long time. Every twist and turn and drop in the ride is going to hold on to a memory of what once was in the new ride's place. You'll float past maybe Tiana and Louie. I just imagine where they're going to be, and you'll remember when Brer Bear was caught in his own trap right in that same spot, and Brer Fox was yelling at him, and Brer Rabbit was laughing over on the other side, and you're having a good time. That's always going to be a piece of the ride because the track is going to be the exact same. And another issue, I'm going to keep going with cons. I know, oh my gosh, almost at 10 minutes. Who allowed me to have a microphone? Another issue I see though with the retheming is that Splash Mountain as a ride is very fast. The logs whip by scenes really quickly, maybe even too quickly for a really detailed story. And so it works great for Splash Mountain, but at the same time, it might limit the potential story for Princess and the Frog. It might make it feel unnatural or forced just because of the speed the logs are going. And like I said up top, the story is apparently going to take place after the events of the movie. So it's not going to be a ride version of the movie's story in the way that some Fantasyland rides are, which is good. I trust that Disney will create a story that comes across well in the same track and the same logs as Splash Mountain. But my concern with that, one more last concern there, is that because it's after the events of the movie, I'm afraid we won't see Dr. voodoo doctor and his magic on the ride. Because at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, he is taken down to the other side by his friends on the other side. Not so much friends anymore, but I'm really hoping that they can bring him back. He's my favorite Disney villain. I can't even say his name right, but he's my favorite Disney villain, and I want to see him brought back and tied into the new ride in a way that makes sense. I just picture the laughing place especially down below after that drop, but some creepy voodoo layer with singing masks, and I just think that would be so cool. So here we are. If you're still listening to this video, congratulations. I love you. You're great. I have the good news now. I'm done whining, okay? Bram is all done whining. And the more I think about it, as I've been thinking of what to say for this video, I become more and more excited. At first, I was just heartbroken and wanted to go rant on Twitter like a little man. But I'm actually very excited. So here are the pros that I see. First and foremost, I keep saying first and foremost, like everything I say is the start of this video. But first and foremost, despite him being retired, Tony Baxter is helping work on this ride. And if you don't know why that's a big deal, Tony Baxter is the Imagineer behind not only the original Splash Mountain, but also Indiana Jones, Big Thunder Mountain. He's an amazing Imagineer, so the retheme is in good creative hands. And Disney is so great at retheming in general. They do the job well. They've proven it before. Again, I was so sad to lose Tower of Terror. It felt very similar to how I felt hearing this news, but I can't deny now that Guardians is phenomenal. And so especially with Baxter at the head of Frog Mountain, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good ride. No way around it. It's going to be good, whatever it ends up being, and I believe that. And another thing that really excites me is the music. Like I said, I'll miss Splash Mountain's music a lot. It's really near and dear to me, but I love the style and music of Princess and the Frog, and I love the movie as a whole. It's just thematically great, and it works very well. So with that being said, I'm excited that the ride Disney has announced will still be musical. A musical log flume is so whimsical and so wonderful an idea to begin with. Just singing along while laughing and screaming is such a blast. Splash Mountain is so fun in that way. But the songs won't be zippity-doo-dah anymore. It won't be those Splash Mountain songs, but at least Princess and the Frog has an excellent musical style. Still be able to sing and laugh as you get wet and splashed on. But the biggest improvement is going to be in the extension of New Orleans Square. And the Disney update kind of hinted that New Orleans Square will be extended into Frog Mountain territory. And this really only applies to Disneyland. Splash Mountain in the Magic Kingdom's in Frontierland, and so they'll have to deal with that theming contradiction in their own way, but it's Disney. They're going to figure something out. That's not an excuse to not retheme the ride over there. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh, it doesn't fit in Frontierland, we can't do it. Trust Disney, they'll figure it out. They always figure it out. But in Disneyland, the theming is going to be perfect. It's going to be great. My favorite land in the whole park, in any park really, is New Orleans Square. So having more of it is great news. Frog Mountain will even improve upon the Haunted Mansion. As New Orleans Square grows, the Haunted Mansion will look better. One of my biggest cons with the Haunted Mansion, even back in the Haunted Mansion Versus video, is that you can see Splash Mountain sitting behind the mansion, and it always just looks thematically weird. This cartoony, happy log mountain behind this creepy Gothic-style mansion, two lands being seen from one each other. One each other? I don't even know. This is too many words to say. But you see what I mean. You'll have the New Orleans French Quarter with, pirates and Cafe Orleans and whatnot, and then you'll go past the creepy mansion on the outskirts of New Orleans and out into the bayou. It's really pretty perfect. The theming is like it was meant to be. You could even turn Hungry Bear Restaurant or something into Tiana's Place. Although the more I think about that, there's already Cafe Orleans and French Market and Mint Julep Bar and Blue Bayou, so it's a lot of New Orleans food, so maybe leave Hungry Bear alone. I don't know. One alternative to retheming all of Critter Country into New Orleans Square is just retheming the left half somehow into New Orleans Square and keeping the right half, Hungry Bear, Winnie the Pooh, the gift shop, could be left alone and turned into 100 Acre Wood or just kept as Critter Country, something along those lines. I'm expecting Winnie the Pooh will be changed or torn down or something at some point in the future, but I hope they don't do it right away. I feel like they could make that land work without changing everything right away, especially with the money they're losing right now to being closed. I'm sure they won't be in a rush to change Winnie the Pooh. So in conclusion, that's right, conclusion, the video is coming to a conclusion. I'm very sad. I don't personally want this change to happen, but it is happening, and I'm coming to terms with it. I'm coming to peace with it, and I'm sure it will be absolutely incredible. If I had it my way, if I was Mr. Disney himself, I would maybe take all that money spent on changing Splash Mountain to Frog Mountain and use it instead to refurbish Splash Mountain because it is in desperate need of refurbishment. Refurbish Indiana Jones because it also needs refurbishment and I love it a lot. And then completely overhaul Tomorrowland. But Disney will do all that kind of stuff in their own time. Right now, that money's going to Splash Mountain. Frog Mountain is coming. And at the end of the day, I'm really more excited than I am sad. I am sad, but the excitement, the more I think about it, I just want to go ride it. It just sounds so fun, so great, so thematically amazing. My only hope is that I really want to get to ride Splash Mountain at least one more time again before it's gone. Disney, just leave it open until my last visit, please. And get some cool closing merch so I can remember the ride forever with an awesome t-shirt or something. But that's what we got. That's the update. That's the long video. I thought it was gonna be like a 4-minute quick Saturday video update, and instead here is 20 minutes of me being the 9 trillionth YouTuber to talk about Splash Mountain becoming Princess and the Frog. But hey, those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you excited? Are you sad? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Just have some civil discussion down there, please. I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of people on either side of it, but just let me know what you're thinking. But don't be mean. We're all just, Disneyland changes and we're all in this and just here to have a good time. So thanks a bunch for watching. I will see you next week with a much more normal Disneylander, but thanks again for watching this. Thanks for tuning into the live stream yesterday. I will see you next time. Goodbye.